All right, everybody, let's go through a couple problems from the Classwork number 3 worksheet. I'm going to do number 1 and 8 with you here today. So let's go ahead and get started. Now remember, one of these equations will always be equal to a variable. So that means that negative 5x plus 1 is the same thing as y. So I will come down in my second equation and I'm going to substitute or replace this y with negative 5x plus 1. Okay? Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we cannot solve an equation when we have two variables. And right here I have two variables. I have x and y. Up here I have two variables. I have x and y. I cannot solve for x or y when I have two variables and I'm trying to solve them at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this negative 5x plus 1. I know that's equal to y, so I'm going to replace this y with that value. We did this before with numbers. We said like y is negative 6, and we would plug a negative 6 in for y and go through and solve for x. Like we've done stuff like that before. So it's the same concept. We're just doing it now with an entire equation instead of a single number. So I'm replacing y with negative 5x plus 1. Rewrite the rest of the equation. And what do I do from here? Well, now I'm going back to the 3-1, which was distributive property, combine like terms, move the number with no variable, and then multiply or divide by the number in front of the variable. So I'm going through that process of solving equations. So let's go to my distributive property. I need to take the negative 2 and multiply this through the parentheses. So before I do that, though, let me bring down 6x. So negative 2 times negative 5 is a positive 10x, and negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, equals negative 18. Next, combine your like terms. All right, so combining like terms, I look at this and I say, okay, my like terms are 6x and 10x. 6x and 10x, which is 16x. Bring down the rest, minus 2 equals negative 18. Now what do I do? Well, I need to move the number with no variable. So that means I have to get rid of the negative 2. We do the opposite. The opposite of a negative is a positive. The opposite of subtraction is addition. So I need to add 2 to both sides. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. They cancel out. I'm going to bring down my 16x equals, over here on the right hand side, negative 18 plus 2 is negative 16. Okay, so now the next step, we have to get x by itself, and the way that we do that is by dividing. That 16 is being multiplied by x, so I have to do the opposite, and I will divide by 16. So divide both sides by 16. So now 16 divided by 16 is 1, so I have 1x. Negative 16 divided by 16 is negative 1. All right, now remember, we are not finished, okay? There's more that we need to do. So I have the x value, now I need the y value. So I know my final answer is going to be negative 1 something. I need to figure out what is that something. I need to know that y value because I need the point where the lines intersect. And I don't have a point yet, I only have the x value. So I'm going to take the x value and plug it back in for y. Or plug it back into one of these equations and solve for y, sorry. So I'm going to use this top one because it's already solved for y. So if I take that top equation, negative 5x plus 1, it's very, very easy for me to get y. All I do is I take whatever x was equal to, and I just solved down below that it was negative 1, and I plug that in, right? X is negative 1 right here. We just solved that. So I plug it in for x and then solve. Okay, so y equals negative 5 times negative 1 is a positive 5 plus 1. This tells me that the y coordinate is 6. The y coordinate is 6. Now I have my final answer and I am finished. Let's jump down to number 8 now. Same exact type of problem. I know that y is equal to negative 2x plus 4. So what do I do with that information? Well, I go to my second equation, and I know I need to replace this y with that information. So let's go ahead and do that. 6x plus 4 times, I don't want to write y, okay, I don't want to write the y variable. I want to replace that with what y is equal to, which is negative 2x plus 4. Now, we're going to go through our process that we just did in that last one, distributive property. So let's bring down 6x. 4 times negative 2, right here, 4 times negative 2 is negative 8x. 4 times 4, multiply that through there, 4 times 4 is 16, equals 10. What's our next step? Well, now we combine like terms. 6x minus 8x, 6x minus 8x, that gives me a negative 2x, plus 16 equals 10. 2 more steps to go here. Next, I need to move that number that does not have a variable, and in this problem, it is a positive 16. So I'm going to do the opposite and subtract 16. Well, what's 16 minus 16? 0. That's our goal. We wanted to get rid of that number. We just did it. Okay, so that was gone. Negative 2x comes down. Over here, 10 minus 16, break out your calculator, negative 6. Last step, I need to get rid of this negative 2. Now, some people are like, all right, well, I'm just going to add 2, and then x is negative 4. Wrong. We need to take this. This is being multiplied. We have to do the opposite of how that is compared to the x, or how it is being combined with the x, and that's being combined with the x by multiplying, not by subtracting. So divide both sides by negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1, so I have 1x. And negative 6 divided by negative 2 is 3. All right, so again, I know my x coordinate is 3, but what's my y coordinate? Well, we got to finish it out to figure that second part out. So I'm going to take this 3, come back up to my top equation. Let me just separate that a little bit. Y equals negative 2x plus 4. But I already know that x is 3. So I'm going to replace that x with a 3. And let's finish this out. So, okay, so take the x, replace the x with a 3, and this will give us a number for y. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, plus 4, so y equals negative 2. So final answer, 3, negative 2. Remember, it has to be written as a point, and that's your final answer. Okay, so again, if there were any other problems that you have questions on 2 through 7, let me know. But there you go. There's a couple more practice problems for you to look at. Tomorrow we'll do the number 4, classwork number 4, and I'll do the same thing. I'll send out a couple of examples for you, so you have a couple more examples again. I'm sorry, not on number 4. Number 4, what I'm going to do is on Monday, I will give you the entire video of me going over every problem so that you can see each of those problems worked out, kind of like a quiz review for your quiz on Tuesday. So, but if you have any other questions on classwork number 3, let me know.